So I got these two figures from H3 Models. I got the US Para Platoon Leader from Carentan and the US Para Rifleman from Carentan. And today I'm going to be assembling them and painting them to match with my Pocket Universe. So these guys are 3D printed, cost about $20. And you can see that some of the parts still come on the, I don't really know what to call them, but the 3D printed like stilts, or the 3D printed bases. Not all the pieces, like you can see the main torso and that guy was separated, but you can see like the helmet, you do have to remove it, which is a bit annoying, but it works fine. So after I have all the pieces removed, I just glue them together with super glue. And here you can see the Rifleman all assembled. And here is the platoon leader with his map and his compass. These guys are super detailed. These are the best figures that I've ever gotten. But I usually just buy Tamiya. And now I'm just going to show what the diorama is going to look like. So I got this Bradley tank, and you can see the color scheme on there is pretty similar to what the guys are going to end up like. And I got this tanker right there. It fell over. So in this context, they're on a tunnel. They're in a tunnel in space in my Pocket Universe. It's pretty silly, but I don't know. And then the two guys over here are gonna go in the front. So now I'm just gonna take these guys outside to prime. So I'm just gonna glue them onto this priming box thingy that I have. Just put some glue on their feet and then take them outside and prime them. So I get the figures back completely primed. You can see I got a little bit of a zenithal highlight. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to paint the skin. So the first thing I got is I got flat flesh. And I've thinned this down quite a bit, and I'm just going to paint this all over all of the exposed skin on this guy for our base coat. some highlights on some of the like raised areas of the face, or just areas that would be darker, just to add some like contrast to the face to make it not one solid color. Like you can see, I did a little bit on the neck there, and the cheeks, and maybe the chin too. After that, I'm going to take some brown rose, and this is just going to go on the cheeks and most of the front of the face, but make sure this is thinned down a lot, but mostly this just goes on the cheeks. After this, I'm just going to take beige brown or whatever color you want to use to paint the eyes. So I just take my finest brush and just like really just draw a tiny little dot there. I don't have to get the whites of the eyes, that's a little bit too much detail, I think. A little too difficult. Just get the dot in there so people know there's an eye. After this, you're going to grab some basic skin tone and thin this down a lot, and just apply this everywhere besides like the very like circle around the eyes. Just avoid the eyes and get everywhere else. beige brown or whatever brown color, or really whatever color you want to use to paint in the hair. So I'm just going to get the parts that are molded to look like hair and just completely brush those. And now I'm going to move on to the helmet, and I'm going to get some orange red and paint over the whole helmet. The color of the Bunny Army helmets in My Pocket Universe is orange, but this is obviously not accurate to World War II at all. paint a few of the like little cloth things and this color, German camo, and dark yellow, and a few other colors to paint the cloth on the helmet. On these helmets, on these figures, like there's some cloth on the nets for camo, and I'm just gonna paint these in using a few different colors just to get a good spread. Grab some red leather and paint in the helmet strap, and this didn't really like end up turning out very well. It doesn't really stand out against the orange, so you can't really notice it on the helmet, but the actual chin strap you can definitely notice. So after this, I'm going to grab a mix of basic skin tone and Iraqi sand, and I'm going to paint the strap on the back of the helmet. So here you can see the rifleman with the fully finished helmet and face. And here's the platoon leader with the same thing. I did get some skin tone on the jacket, but that's fine, we'll clean that up later. And I'm just going to use this like nail and wood to hold up the figure while I paint it. And I'm going to use olive green to paint in the jacket on this guy. So you can see I just give the whole jacket a base coat of this, and then I'll add in some more details to the jacket later on. So now that the jacket's done, I'm going to paint the whole trousers with beige brown. Once again, this is just a base coat. I'll add some finer details later on, but I'm just going to paint whole thing beige brown. Then I'm going to take the same orange red that I used on the helmet to paint in the boots. So both boots are just completely orange. After this, I'm going to take dark yellow and paint in the bag on the squad leader's back. And I'm also going to use it for a lot of other small details on this guy, like some of the bags and pockets, and like little accessories on this guy. this, I'm going to take some tan earth, and I'm going to use this to paint some of the straps on this guy, like his M1 Garand sling, and just some of the other straps on this guy. Also, I'm going to paint the handle on this entrenching tool with it, and some straps on his trousers that you can't really see on the camera. Now I'm going to grab some gunmetal and completely paint in his M1 carbine. I'm also going to paint his compass with this, and I'm going to take US Field Drab and paint the cover of his entrenching tool. And here's the completed figure. I did some small detail work off camera, like the map and some of the other stuff, but he's done now. And the other guy, I did much of the same thing. Just, I used a little bit more orange on this guy to make him feel a little bit different from the other one, but the base coats are all pretty much the same. And here's the finished rifleman. He's got a lot more orange than the squad lead. Now I'm going to take them outside and I'm going to give them a coat of gloss varnish to prepare them for our wash. You can see I'm using a Vallejo dark wash. And I'm just going to put this over all of the body, pretty much. I'm going to only put a little bit on the face, on only on places that I want to on the face, but the rest of the figure is pretty much just getting a full coat of this. All done, I take them outside, give them a matte varnish, and now the painting process is completely complete. I think these guys turned out very well. This is probably my best figure painting I've ever done, but I'm still a beginner and I've got a long ways to go. But I am very happy with the result and how these guys came out. Place them on the diorama. So off screen I did a little bit of work on the base, and I used super glue to put down the Bradley tank and just lined it up perfectly because this is permanent. I also placed this tanker on the back that I didn't show how to paint, but I think that's fine. Finally, I placed the two figures, the brothers Mackie and Felix. You can read all about them in the description. I have the chapter that this diorama is about in the description. I am not a professional author at all, but I do recommend that you go read the chapter to see the context of this diorama, because without context this looks pretty crazy. Like how the diorama turned out, and it goes with another diorama. It's like 2 parts. I already have the other one on my channel. You can see the Jacksonian half track, the red and black one, and they actually connect they go together, but this is just one part. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and please come back for another video.